Now these fish here are called Discus. They're pretty much known as the king of the aquarium for obvious reasons. They're absolutely majestic fish. Just a gorgeous disc shape. They come in all different colours. So most of these come from the tributaries of the Amazon. So that big fella at the back there in the middle of the screen, he's actually a wild caught Discus. And then in all different countries, they line breed the various colours to create all sorts of new colours. So the diversity of colour within the Discus are amazing, and a lot of them are not naturally occurring. So they've actually line bred to create most of these fish. Now the Discus are usually found amongst driftwood in groups. So Discus don't like being kept on their own, they like being kept in a group. And we've only just got this batch of Discus in yesterday, so that's why they're all huddling. And they huddle for their own security, and it lowers their stress level having them in there all together. You find that they just are so much more comfortable together. So this is quite a large aquarium, but they're all huddling in the corner. Once they're settled in, then they'll all sort of spread across the aquarium and interact extremely well. And you'll know that if you walk up to an aquarium and the Discus come up to greet you up here, that means that they're well settled in and the population's okay. If they hide away, then that usually means that either there's something wrong, they're stressed, or there's not enough fish actually in there. Now, because they come from the tributaries of the Amazon, they like very specific water, which is very different to most tap water. So you do need to be ready to play around with the water a little bit more and pre-prepare the water if you want to keep these fish. So these guys want a pH of about 6, so they are a more acid water fish. Therefore you have to watch what fish you put with them, because they have to tolerate acid water too. They also like very high temperatures, sort of 28-30 degrees. They like a low kH, but make sure it's not 0, sort of 2 or 4 kH. Low GH, but once again not 0. So sort of 4 or 6 is great. Make sure you've got no ammonia, no nitrite. Make sure your nitrate's as low as possible. Make sure your phosphate's as low as possible, mainly to avoid algae issues. And they really are a magnificent fish to keep. The other mistake a lot of people make with these is feeding them too much high protein foods. High protein foods will make them really colourful and look really nice, but lack most vitamins, so compromise their immune system over time, and then make them susceptible to hole in the head disease. Fed on high quality foods like Spectrum, you find that they hardly ever get hole in the head, but fed on a high diet of mammalian products, and red pellets and bloodworms and stuff like that, they are susceptible to hole in the head, and that's just due to a lack of vitamin A and C over time. So there's just a few little tips there on keeping Discus, but as you can see, they're really worth the effort, just because the colours and they're just a graciously spectacular fish.